Hi there. This is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks, and I am very happy to welcome you tonight or whenever it is that you're watching this show. Tonight I'm going to be talking about, do you have something on your conscience? Do we as a society, as a world, have something on our conscience? And I'm going to talk about that tonight. But before I do, here's sweet baby James. He's going to introduce our show. And by the way, I love it when you guys talk to sweet baby James too when you do the comments. That feels really fun.
I like it too. Yeah, so welcome to Granny Rocks Our World, otherwise known as Grow, where Granny rocks us with her insights, her wisdom, and her uncommon sense, sometimes quite challenging. But hey, thought-provoking, hey, we can grow. So, this show takes place every Monday and Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So stay tuned now, and let's see what Granny has to share this time.
Okay, well, before I get into the topic, which is, I hope, going to be a very hot topic, we've already had some comments from our viewers. We don't address you if you just joined, but if you put in a comment, I always try to answer or say something to you while we are still live. Unless I get the comment after we're live, in which case I'll write to you later. All right. So we have a Luis from Portugal. He says, hi from Portugal. Wow. Let me see. I can't even remember how to say hello in Portuguese. Bom dia. Boa noite.
Good one.
Except it's not dark. Okay, and then Elizabeth said, hi, Beth and James.
Hello.
She smiles at us. And Amy says, hello, Beth and James. Thank you so much for this fantastic topic. Well, I hope it is.
I hope you still feel that way at the end of this discussion.
That's right. Okay, so I love it. And you just keep writing to us and I will respond. Okay. So this is a very interesting topic because it starts out one way and then towards the end I switch into something kind of else, but it's really the same. See? So I love those kind of topics, don't you? So first of all, my question is, do you have something on your conscience? Amy says, I will still feel that way by the end of the show. That's great.
Yeah.
And Todd said, hi, Beth and James, and hi, Todd. So do you have something on your conscience? Do we as a society and as a world? And I want to talk about that. First, I want to start from the perspective of us personally, if we have something on our conscience. We are all pretty much aware of how other people do hurtful things. You say, oh, the government did this, or the mayor did that, or my uncle did this, or my mother did that, or my father did this, or, my brother. My brother did that for sure. And we can see that people actually hurt others who have less power than they do. So I'm not saying that they don't, but it's really easy to point the finger. But what about us? Is there something on our conscience where we feel like we have been hurtful? Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and this is going to cover, a lot of different kinds of things, but just like quickly, you just do a checklist for yourself. Is there someone, and now this is in the present time for this point. It's later on, I'm going to get into the past. Is there someone in your life that you bully, that you try to push around? Is there someone in your life that you exploit? That could be exploiting them emotionally, like they really desperately need you or love you, and so you can treat them any way you want to because they're going to hang out there. Do you exploit anybody financially? Like, oh, well, she's making a good living. I think I'll stick with her. Or, you're a boss and you know that the employee is desperate. And so you pay them shit wages and there it is. You're hurting them, right? Is there someone in your life that you just hurt without regard? For instance, you say nasty things and you really don't care how they feel. Never, right? Never. That you can get angry at or put down or do all those kinds of nasty things. Is there someone in your life that you gossip about? Is there someone in your life that you hurt physically? A child, a mate, you know,
A pet.
a pet. Oh God, I hate that, right? Or someone else. Is there someone in your life that you have stolen from? Now, that stealing could be money. Oh, I took $10 out of mom's pocketbook. Or, I saw the money there. I didn't know who it belonged to, so I just walked away with it and didn't report it, right? Or, you get the inheritance first and you don't bother to give it to your sibling, their part. Is there, or have you stolen time from somebody by pulling on them, by depleting them of energy? So it could be time, it could be energy. Have you ever stolen from anybody? Is there someone in your life that you are trying to destroy, like another business, a competitor, in a sports event or in a business situation? Have you ever tried to destroy somebody emotionally? Like, oh, they hurt me so much. I'm so angry at them. I'm just going to say anything that I want to. And I mean, I see this every day, in the news, people saying horrible things. Now, there are people in our government that I think are doing despicable things, but that just doesn't justify our being like dehumanizing to them. We're trying to destroy other people as well. So what about someone in the past? Have you ever done any of these things to anybody? Now, if your answer to all of these questions is no, you are lying. And Helen just said, Helen is here. Hello, Helen. She says, love you both. Well, we love you too.
Love you too.
So I've just gone through a whole list of things, of ways that Helen says, yes, I have done that, unfortunately. Oh, I love that. So she must have heard enough of the show. So now my next question is, are you still doing it? Ooh, right, that hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, now, can you stop it? If you just say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore, can you stop it? Let's say you like to watch the news and you have a tendency to polarize, and you just want to see somebody just destroyed emotionally and in every other way. Can you continue to watch the news and stop that? Right? Helen said yes. I assume that's to, are you still doing it? But can you stop? Well, that's not so easy, is it? So now, when we think about the ways in which we hurt people and have hurt them, how do we feel about what we've done? Do we feel shame? Helen said, yes, almost all the time I can stop it, but I slip. Oh, God bless you. We should all be in that place. And I'm glad that you are able to do that, because not everybody is. Elizabeth says, I've done some of these things too. I try to not repeat, though when I'm upset, it's difficult to stop these poor behaviors. I'm with you. It isn't easy to do this, is it? And Elizabeth, yes, said behaviors. Yes, we got that. Thank you. Yeah, it really isn't easy to do. So the first thing happens is that we feel ashamed. And then Elizabeth says, I do feel shame and guilt. Yes, indeed. So we have something on our conscience. All of us do. It may go back. Helen says, I do feel shame when I do it. But a lot of times we don't feel shame. And the reason we don't feel shame is because we haven't admitted yet that we're doing it. When we admit that we're doing it, we feel shame. So that's the major reason. Oh, Todd says me too. The major reason to not admit it is that we don't have to feel bad and we don't have to stop it. We can keep justifying it because we don't admit that we are actually hurting people. We tell ourselves that we have to train our children this way. We have to be rough on our dogs, or we have to yell at our kids, or we have to yell at our spouse, or we have to yell at the opposition, or we have to beat them up in some way. We have to win at the game. We have to win the job. We have to win something. And therefore, we don't even think, oh, that's hurtful. No, we're saying, well, that's normal. You know what I mean? That's just normal. Now, if we don't want to feel shame, and if we don't want to have to change these behaviors, as I say, we have to justify our behavior. He did this to me, and therefore I'm compelled by circumstances to behave this way. Just compelled. Or, well, everybody behaves that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, right? Are you sending me poison darts, or are you liking this?
No.
Okay.
Take it in.
All right. You know, and everybody does
That's
it,
another one.
right?
Hurting somebody psychically, not admitting you're sending out those negative thoughts or feelings.
Thank you, sweet baby James.
Not even verbalizing them, but just impinging on the other person.
That's right.
Negative energy.
That's right. Sending out anger vibes or contempt vibes. Okay, so now, what we can do is we can force ourselves to listen to that teensy weensy beansy weensy hummingbird that's inside us that says, maybe we're doing the wrong thing. I mean, isn't there a teensy weensy beansy hummingbird in there that makes you feel like, well, maybe I really shouldn't be doing this? Yeah. And and when we have that thought, we justify it even more than what we did before, because it's, you know. So let's say we listen to that voice and we stop justifying, and then we admit what we're doing. Then we have to start to understand ourselves. And we have to understand ourselves, and we have to have compassion for ourselves. Like, we have to understand why we're doing it. Maybe we are being pushed to the brink. Maybe we're exhausted. Maybe this is triggering some old pain in us. Erica says, yes, from the queen of seething resentment. I love that. Thank you, Erica, the queen. He was called the CEO.
I was called the CEO resentment by a counselor.
Not cute. So, okay.
But that was so long ago.
Oh, and by the way, when we feel guilty, we tend to get angry at the person that we are hurting, right? So that we can justify the way we're behaving.
Because they made me feel guilty.
They made me. Absolutely, they did it. So what can we do? Now, this is all on one part of this topic, and I'm almost out of time, and I barely got, see, I knew I wasn't going to get through this whole show, but I'm going to do as much as I can. So what is the next step? If we start to feel some compassion for ourselves, we try to understand our behavior. We don't justify it, we understand it. There's a big difference between comprehension and self-justification. You know, that woman that I am oppressing and asking her to be my slave, well, everybody does that, right? But I know that's not the way to treat a human being. That isn't the way I would want to be treated, is it? So I have to admit that to myself. And then I have to and I can say, well, that was my, talk about it again next week. Helen says, yes, because I want to get to amends next week, but I want to make another point here, which is, can I at least admit it to myself? Because that is the beginning of the liberation. Avi says being hurtful is not normal, but being human is. So we need to, put ourselves in other shoes. But being human, sometimes it isn't easy. Oh, you are so right, Ivea. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. You are so right. I am with you. And I am going to talk about this again. I'm going to get deeper into this. So I just wanted to lay this out today. But if we can take the step of admitting it to ourselves, then maybe we can take the step of admitting it to another person. Mm-hmm. Then maybe we can even take the step of admitting it to the person that we've hurt. And then we begin the process, right, of doing the right thing, making amends, making restitution. Sometimes we even have to take ourselves out of a situation if we can't stop it. You know, if we are molesting or abusing a child and we cannot stop ourselves, we should take ourselves out of that house. Mm-hmm. And there are many, many situations like that. If we find that when Shakti says, hi, Granny, hi, sweet baby James, hi, Shakti. Hi, Shakti. So we can get away from the person or the situation if we really want to stop being abusive. We can make amends, and I will go further into that. But what I want to say now, today, before we lose this thread, is that my question was, do we as a society have something on our conscience? And Brent says hi too. Oh, hello. Hi, Shakti. If this is the Brent that I recently met, hello there. Helen said, if we can't stop, we have to leave. Totally agree. No excuses. I love that. Thank you, Helen. Now, I'm stripping. I'm so hot. Okay.
Hot granny.
We have something on our conscience. We have elected people who have hurt people.
Yes, we have.
We have supported people who have hurt people. We have colluded with people who have hurt people. The worst crime against humanity and the world that is happening today is the denial of human-caused climate change. I don't care what you were thinking when you voted for that guy or some other guy. I don't care whether you felt like your REA says hi, Beth and James. Hi, REA. Whether you felt like your career was at stake, your income was at stake, you wanted to vent, whatever it is. This is hurting everybody. This is on our collective conscience. We have supported corrupt government officials. We have supported exploitative businesses. We have allowed a mate to be cruel because we didn't want to lose their love or their financial support. We have allowed our society to be in denial about the realities of income inequality, racism, the oppression of women and minorities, and climate change and many other things. We have colluded and allowed, and this is on our conscience. Many of us have tried to do something about it, but I'm talking about our collective conscience. It's like the collective conscience of those who allow horrible things to happen in our names. Let's not go into shame, but let's not go into denial. We have to admit what we have done. We have to admit that sometimes we have gone along with leaders because we were naive, because we really believed what they said, or because there was something in us emotionally that responded to them, or anything else. I get it. I've done it. I'm still doing it. So before we leave tonight, and I will pick this up again on Monday, the next step of what do we do? Let us face clearly what we have on our conscience, personally and as part of the collective. Let us stop allowing people off the hook. Let us stop justifying deception and ignorance. Let us stop colluding with those who are hurting others. Louise says it is important to be conscious about our acts. You are so right. And Shakti says aho or aho or whatever.
Aho.
Aho. I love it.
Hands. Yes.
It's hard to find a single human being who has not gone along with something that has been hurtful. Let's not go into shame, guys. Let us take the step together. I have done it, and I am willing to face it.
I have done it, and I'm willing to face it.
I will admit it to you tonight. I will admit it to sweet baby James. And I hope to always admit it to the person, the creatures, nature that I have hurt. Let's not let the crime against humanity and the earth continue without acknowledging our part and calling out others who are sometimes a lot more responsible. Todd says, thank you, Beth and Jane. You're welcome, Todd. Please like this show, share it, tell people about Grow, and come back tomorrow night for Dreams of Peace, where I play the piano for you and I send out healing and loving vibrations. Those healing and loving vibrations help us to be more well inside so that we can be more honest with ourselves. There is nothing more important than self-love for us to face what we are doing and what we have done. We need that self-love so that we don't collapse into shame and go into denial. So please tune in. Elizabeth said, thank you. Franklin, I am learning English with you. Thank you, Masters. Thank you, Franklin. From your name, I believe that you are Spanish speaking. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muito obrigada to Portugal. And thank you for everyone here and overseas. Let's do this thing together. I will see you Monday and Wednesday, every Monday and Wednesday on Grow, 6:30 Pacific time, p.m., and tomorrow night on Dreams of Peace at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Until then,
Adios.
we send our love.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.